and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Amanda. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Today we are working with this super cute vinyl, which I purchased from 311 Co. I do have a link for them as well as a 10% off coupon code. So be sure to click on that link to make your purchase and you will receive 10% off. Now for the tumbler, I purchased it from a company that is no longer in business, but you can use any tumbler that you would like for this particular design. You will want to try to stick with a straight tumbler since we are putting vinyl on half of the tumbler. So what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and measure our tumbler to get the halfway mark. And we're going to use a tool to help us draw a straight line down the tumbler so that we know where our half mark is. And then we can go ahead and tape off the section that will have the vinyl, and we will glitter the other side. Now, I did go ahead and have this tumbler. It was already painted. I was going to use it for a different project. And so it was already painted white. We are going to stick with that white. I'm not going to paint the tumbler the same shade as the glitter that I'm going to be using because this glitter is not, it is a chunky mix. It is not transparent. And I wanted to see the true color of the glitter with a white background. You know, whatever glitter you are using, if you want to paint your tumbler to match the glitter, that is completely up to you. I am not doing that on this one just because, like I said, I have been super excited and anxious to use this glitter on a project, and I just have not had the opportunity to do so until now. So this is called Fool's Gold from the Glitter Grind, and unfortunately they are going out of business, and I don't think this glitter is available any longer, but it is so pretty. It is so shiny, and it is a chunky mix, but I absolutely love this glitter. I hate that they are going out of business, but you can use any color that you'd like. Again, I thought this would go really well with this vinyl. I've had both of these for quite some time and just have not gotten around to using them yet. So I've been really excited to get this video out. But enough about the glitter. This is where I made my mistake with the vinyl. So instead of using my measurements from the tumbler and applying those to my vinyl, for some reason, I just folded the vinyl in half, drew a mark, and cut it in half, which made my vinyl too short for what I needed to go around my tumbler. Now, it didn't really matter in the end because of how we wind up decorating the tumbler and fixing that little mistake. But just be careful of that. Pay attention more than I did. Make sure that you are using the measurements that you took from your tumbler to get the halfway mark. Use that measurement, measure on the back of your vinyl, make your line, and cut it accordingly. Now I'm mixing up a little extra ink epoxy, and normally I mix up about 5 milliliters when I'm doing a glitter application. However, I believe for this glitter, I did wind up mixing about 10 milliliters and using just under that because this is a chunky mix. I knew that it would take a little bit more epoxy. And then we are just going to rub that on the tumbler and sprinkle on our chunky glitter. I do go back and add some Nightcrawler. It is a fine glitter just to fill in some of the gaps. And also, I believe the Nightcrawler, it glows in the dark. So I thought that would be super cool on the tumbler as well. See just how gorgeous that glitter is. Oh my goodness. It is so pretty. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and speed the rest of this footage up just a little bit so that we can get on to the next steps. Once you have applied your glitter, go ahead and remove the painter's tape or electrical tape, whatever you used to mark off your tumbler, and then let that cure, and then you can go ahead and add your vinyl. When adding vinyl to a tumbler, I have said this before in previous videos, if you are able to achieve a straight line with your vinyl on the tumbler, then 9 times out of 10, you can just squeegee it around the tumbler and it is going to go on straight. On a pattern like this, which is busy and kind of, some of the elements on the vinyl are not straight, they are tilted. It really doesn't matter if it gets a little crooked. Make sure that you have enough at the top and the bottom of your tumbler that you can trim it off in the event that it does go on crooked. But like I said, if you draw a straight line on your tumbler and get that very first bit of vinyl laid down straight on your tumbler, then you should just be able to squeegee it right around and achieve a very straight pattern. Now, once you have your vinyl, you can see I've left a space on either side of the vinyl because, again, not only did I cut my vinyl in half instead of using my measurement, when I taped off for the glitter, I taped on the inside of my line instead of the outside. I don't know what I was thinking on this tumbler. I don't know. But, so with that being said, I didn't have the same exact space I wanted for my glitter either. So, but again, that's okay. The way that I go back and fix it, you cannot even tell. So, once you have your vinyl on your tumbler, then you will want to go ahead and add a coat of epoxy to the tumbler. I believe I wound up adding 3 coats of epoxy to this tumbler before it was smooth enough to add my vinyl and my decal. So however many coats that it takes for you, go ahead and make sure that it is completely smooth before moving on to your next step. And you can see I have used just a little heat from my heat gun to heat the vinyl up just a little bit so it makes it a little bit more pliable to fold it over to the bottom side of the tumbler. You can either trim this off or leave it folded over. That's totally up to you. I folded mine under and then wound up trimming off the excess. And then once I was sure all the bubbles were removed I did go ahead and trim the top of the vinyl off with a craft knife, and like I mentioned, trimmed the bottom of the tumbler off with my trimmer tool. Okay, so while this plays out in real time, let me go ahead and explain the rest of the process, because for some reason I don't have the footage. Like I said, there are those tumblers that for whatever reason, it just seems like everything goes wrong, but it's my fault. It's not blaming it on the tumbler, of course, but I've lost footage or I've miscalculated. So it is what it is. But how I fixed the gap between the glitter and the vinyl is I just painted one side in a coordinating color, and then I added these really cute baseball stitches to the tumbler, which I also purchased from 311 Co. And then on the other side, I just put some vinyl striping. I also painted the bottom of the tumbler around the vinyl, which was on the bottom. I added a little bit more glitter to the bottom in a different shade. And I was going to add this sticker decal that said "There's no crying in baseball." And it was really large, and so it looked really good on this larger tumbler. And that was actually the reason I did the larger tumbler, is so the decal would be proportionate and look good. But I wasn't thinking, I guess I was thinking it was a UV DTF decal, and it was just more like a sticker decal. And so I accidentally got some alcohol on it and it removed the ink. So if you're using the sticker decals, make sure you seal those with epoxy before, getting any alcohol or anything on the tumbler. So I do have the smaller decal, but when I placed it on the tumbler, it just didn't look right. It looked too small for the space. So what I may do is just put some vinyl wording on there or something. I don't know. But nonetheless, once you have your sticker decal on or your vinyl, go ahead and seal those in with another coat of epoxy. And this tumbler tutorial is complete. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it was a little bit, I guess, scattered. I had some footage missing. I miscalculated on some measurements, but this is, to show you that mistakes do happen. Things are going to occur. It's nothing that can't be fixed. And I guess of all of the crafting that I enjoy doing, that's one reason why I truly enjoy working with tumblers, is because the mistakes that are made, it's nothing that can't be fixed, and nothing that can't be fixed without ruining the product. So, a lot of times if you're doing like embroidery, which I also love to do, but if you mess up and you remove some of the stitches, sometimes it damages the fabric and you have to sort of start over. So that's why I love doing tumblers, because if you make a mistake, it can be fixed. So, don't worry about it. Don't stress over it. I used to really stress when I would make mistakes on tumblers, and now I just pivot and go with the flow. And so, things like that are going to happen. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to this video. Please give it a thumbs up and be sure to share the video, like, subscribe, and click on the bell for notifications. And as always, I hope everyone has a blessed day.